The campaign to destroy classic male heroes is about to claim another victory. And frankly, I didn't even see this one coming. There is news of a new Robin Hood movie in the works, starring Hugh Jackman in the lead role. And if you think the 56-year-old Australian actor is a bit too old to play an English Robin of Locksley, well, you'd be right. Only Jackman isn't playing Robin Hood at his prime. This is not just another retelling of the familiar myth. Not this time. From what we know, it seems to be a dark deconstructionist take that will see Robin Hood as a broken-down old man reflecting on his life of crime. And if that weren't enough to bring you down, the reported title for the film is The Death of Robin Hood. The film is coming courtesy of the writer-director responsible for the indie film Pig and The Quiet Place prequel, Michael Sarnowski, and will be produced by the indie film company Lyrical Media, which was responsible for last year's pro-eco-terrorism film How to Blow Up a Pipeline. The character of Robin Hood has seen many different iterations and interpretations over the years, both on the big and small screens. The best known dates back to the 1938 Errol Flynn film The Adventures of Robin Hood. Then there was the 1973 Disney animated film, the 1991 Robin Hood Prince of Thieves starring Kevin Costner, the Mel Brooks spoof comedy Men in Tights starring Gary Yules in the title role, and more recently we had Russell Crowe's Robin Hood in 2010, which tried to take a more grounded approach to the titular hero. And finally the 2018 Disaster, which starred Taron Egerton, which bombed so terribly it put an end to any further big screen adaptations. Until now, Robin Hood has largely been portrayed as a hero of the people, who stood up against a wicked regent and a corrupt aristocracy, defending the weak from those who would prey on them, playing with elements of real British history and mixing it with a bit of legend. However, from what little information we have, it does not sound like this film is going to follow a traditional take on the hero, but instead will be a subversive deconstruction of him. First, making the point to show an old Robin Hood is consistent with modern trends, showing heroes, particularly men, as older, weaker versions of the heroes they used to be. We saw this in Star Wars. Han Solo abandoned his wife and family and reverted back to a bumbling version of his past self.
Have I ever not delivered for you before?
Yeah.
What was the second time?
Luke Skywalker similarly abandoned everyone to live in seclusion, forsaking the entire galaxy because he was sad. We've seen this play out again and again with Indiana Jones, The Terminator, James Bond, and Nick Fury in the MCU. In each case, age and mortality was used to undermine these heroes and what they once stood for.
You're in no shape for this fight that lies before us.
A fundamental aspect of heroes is that they stand as symbols for things greater than themselves, to principles and values that are timeless, and as such, these heroes should likewise be timeless, preserved as examples of what they're meant to be. I don't think it's impossible to tell a story of an older version of a hero, but I do think it's very difficult, and it shouldn't be done as a vehicle to undermine them. For instance, there is a film that told a story about an aging Robin Hood, the 1976 film Robin and Marian, which starred Sean Connery and Audrey Hepburn in the title roles. It was directed by Richard Lester, who would go on to direct Superman 2 and 3. Robin and Marian depicted Robin as an older man returning home after years of fighting in the Crusades. His dream of settling down with the woman he loves is thwarted by his old nemesis, the Sheriff of Nottingham, played by the amazing Robert Shaw. Many of you might know better as Quint from Jaws.
13-footer, you know that when you're in the water, Chief? You tell by looking from the dorsal to the tail.
Robin is driven back into action to rescue Marian, which he does, but is badly wounded in the process. Marian drinks from a vial of medicine, which she then gives to Robin, and he drinks it too, only to realize it's not medicine, but poison. Perceiving that Robin would never fully recover, Marian decides it would be more merciful to kill him, and chooses to join him in death rather than live without him again. There's no denying that Robin and Marian offers a bleak send-off to the title character. The film shows Robin as a man out of time. England changed while he was gone, fighting the Crusades and then living in France. But the essence of the character, standing up for a cause against a corrupt, spoiled, decadent society, remains.
I've known your kind all my life. You're everything I meant to fight. You're the enemy.
As does the attempt to picture Robin as a heroic figure, who risks and ultimately gives his life for those he loves. Now, I'm not saying that Robin and Marian is a good rendition of the story. I don't like it very much, but it does stand as an example of what I'm talking about. I have absolutely no confidence that the new movie will treat Robin with anywhere near the same level of respect. In today's market, traditional heroism is not held up, and traditional heroes are sacrificing the altar of modern politics. I am certainly open to being proven wrong, however. I like Hugh Jackman, and I will be thrilled if this movie turns out to be great. But for now, I'm going to hold on to my cynicism, which has served me well so far. And remember, this is all just one Rebel's opinion. If you appreciated this commentary, please like the video, and subscribe to the channel so you'll always get the latest updates from Rebel Normal.